So, hear me out here. I think cringe is a legitimate genre. So, we in the anime community know those shows. Those shows that come out every few seasons about some protagonist that's maybe, a lot stupider than normal. Usually it's a rom-com, but sometimes it's not. These moronic protagonists end up in situations where they make the literal worst possible decisions at any given time, and even their victories make us consider how big of a mistake they are actually making in those situations. Yeah, those ones. The genre can be sort of considered to be a devolved version of the harem rom-com genre. Usually their very premise is an absurdity that unfortunately probably did happen somewhere, sometime, probably named Alabama. A few examples of this include Domestic Girlfriend, Rent-A-Girlfriend, Girlfriend, wait. I consider this brand of show to be called the cringe fest genre, though apparently a case can be made for calling it the Kanojo genre. Now, a normal person might just call these bad show. In being real here, yes. But why diminish the seemingly straightforward intention of these as a failure? No, it's doubtful that the negative emotions these shows inspire are non-intentional. Oh no, they're very much intentional. That deep cringe you feel as you watch these characters, don't reject it. Embrace it. Let it flow through you and power you. We treat horror as a genre, even though, by all definitions, being horrified is a negative reaction to have. I would even argue that cringe is a form of social horror. The way that horror is meant to prey on deep-seated fears of the world around you, I feel cringe preys on the deep-seated fears you have inside of you. Horror shows the world at its worst, and cringe shows you at your worst. You'll never find cringe as something you wouldn't see someone legitimately doing. If you thought it was unrealistic entirely, it would be comedy. And if you thought the chances were low, but the danger was high someone would be doing something like this, you would be considering this horror, most likely. Cringe sits at a ground that forces you to confront gut reactions people have to a hard or awkward situation, and really realize how ugly one would really look in them. It shows you an aspect of the humanity in a person at their ugliest in interpersonal situations, and it almost serves as a warning for you to be different. Okay, so obviously, not all series I listed were that deep, or even intended to be. I think, in many ways, if this were a widely accepted genre, one might view this, and my examples of this, as not fully meeting the standards I just set, and again, falling into just calling it a bad show. So let me talk about Re:Zero. Re:Zero, specifically in one of the arcs in Season 1, shows its main character in a light that nobody is supposed to like. It's made evident that the characters don't like it, the world doesn't like it, and you shouldn't like it either. Yet, if you've experienced those emotions before, they strike you to the core and force you to see your worst impulses play out. The experience of cringe becomes uncomfortable, but also can serve as a barrier for what you don't want to do in the future. What you don't want to be like. That's in general the premise that I approach cringe from. It's not inherently an enjoyable genre. It's one that may be stumbled into unintentionally, like how a drama can quickly become a comedy without trying. But when it's purposely done, and done well, is it really right to be calling cringe bad? That degrades the intentions of the author and prevents introspection. Cringe should by all means be a genre, and in and of itself appreciated as an art form to be admired.